Greetings, cyberspace cadets. It's IRATE PROSTATE here for another edition of Hot Takes with Big Fat Brian. Hey, Brian.
What up, fam?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm with Premier Big Fat Bryanovich.
This is right. I am Big Fat Premier Bryanovich. We have been taken over by the communists in my server. Everyone is equal to shitpost now in server.
Yes, but we're in my server, so...
Yeah. You come here, you end up in Gulag.
you all go to Gulag. Say hey to everybody in the in the crowd. Say hi in the chat if you want to. I see far right Yorkshireman. Hello, my friend, and Jacob Navo, of course. What's up, dude? Today's episode, we're going to be talking about a movie that dropped on Friday, as a matter of fact. Starring Clive Owen and Amanda Seyfried. But before we do that, we're going to be talking about our little game plan. Our plan to take over the world. Isn't that right, Comrade Brian?
Yes. Yes, it is the plan to take over the world, indeed.
Indeed. So, you want to...
Yeah. Why don't we? So our one of our plans was to sort of schedule out about a month in advance everything we were going to watch. That way, people would know what we were talking about and have time. Specifically, if we were going to watch a series or something, they would have time to watch it, rather than you have 1 week, try and figure this out.
Right, exactly.
So there should be a calendar sometime soon. I'm actually going to drop a calendar in your private chat here that I've just sort of mocked up. This one's not really meant for public consumption. It looks like I can't drop that there. Let's we'll do that in the
put it in broadcasters only.
Broadcasters only. Okay.
Well,
that's what I was trying to, but it doesn't.
It won't let you.
No, it won't.
All right. Well, you put it in general. Fuck.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's not like it's private information or anything. We're just posting our schedule. So basically, on the 17th, we are doing Castlevania, correct?
Yeah. We're going to be doing Castlevania. It's a anime series that just dropped not too long ago on Netflix. It's a 4-episode, but it's very popular. The original anime is very popular, and so is the manga, and of course the game. A lot of people are drawn, were drawn to it because of the game itself. I caught one of the episodes the other night, and I was like, okay, yeah, let's do this thing. And Brian and I were talking about it. So we've got that teed up for next week.
And just so you guys know, it's 4 episodes, so it's basically the same length as a movie. So which is why I didn't, I was thinking, do we really want to throw a whole series at them? But at the same time, it's not as long as, like, let's say a 10-part series. So it's definitely doable in a week. For the 24th, we have we're probably gonna throw up a poll. We have Mindhunters, Ozark, and Godless as our 3 picks, and then we're gonna let you guys figure out which one you want to watch via Twitter.
3. Exactly.
Yeah. And for the 31st of May, which is the last week in May, we're going to be picking we're going to be putting up another poll. We're doing a true crime series, and we're going to be picking one of an episode of true crime series that you guys get to choose between, so we can talk about one serial killer. Rather than we didn't want to do the whole crime series because it's got so many serial killers in it that there's no way anyone's going to remember all of that. So we decided, why don't we do especially since the episodes are 45 minutes long, we can either do 1 or 2 episodes per episode of true crime series.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
And and what I'm doing it right here is like basically going 1 week will be true crime, 1 week will be original series, 1 week will be a movie, and then the last, of course, will be anime. And that's 1 week anime.
Well, there we go. Now we have variety.
Exactly, and then that way, and what we'll probably do is we'll probably keep the same order, just so it'll be so everybody can kind of get in rhythm of what we're doing, and so throwing, when we thought the idea of throwing actual polls out there for next week would be a good idea, and then that way the audience participation just goes up that much more. Not only will you be, participating by coming in and talking with us, but you'll also be able to help us, choose what we're going to be watching and talking about. So, and that's kind of the whole point is to make a perfect techno state where we're all technologically entwined and entangled, and we can reach true nirvana that way, I believe. So, but I'm really pumped about this because I think it gives everybody, a chance to participate, even if it's just a choice of a series or something they want to watch, or something that they haven't seen and are interested in. So, I guess without any further ado, you want to talk about this here movie? And what I need to do is roll the. I'll go ahead and roll the.
Yeah, let's roll the slideshow.
The slideshow in the background. All right. And,
yeah. So I probably want to start off with this movie. How did you? I would say the idea that this movie promotes, right? The idea that. In a world without privacy, life is generally a nightmare. Literally, everyone can see everything you're doing. The cops can catch you in the crime because even if you erase all evidence that you were ever there, they can see it from other angles and other people that interacted with you. It's really a dystopian future of what might end up being, what might end up being our world in the next 5 to 15 years easily. I mean, we're already sort of at that point with the way that social media works, which is, by the way, in sort of the same way that that this works.
Yeah, I kind of threw the accidentally. I threw the schedule, the calendar up while you were saying that, Brian. But yeah, so this takes place in a dystopian future where everything that we see is pretty much recorded and stored in a cloud form, right? I want to let everybody know that Brian and I are going to talk about this, and then we'll start taking the crowd in to talk about it with us. Okay, what we wanted to do was he and I wanted to talk about it first, and then we'll do the democracy thing, the true democracy thing, where we all talk about it.
Exactly, and not just that, but I think that with you guys and with possible new viewers, we want to make this as interactive as possible. That's the fun part, is talking about movies with you guys. So
yeah, that's exactly the point.
Yeah, but back to our main point here, Anon, the movie. How did you feel about the character development in the beginning of the movie, IRATE?
Okay, so you know, all right. This is the all right. Besides the technology and the world that we're living in, this is the good old film noir classic type of formula, where you've got a detective that's having is on the outs with this woman, problems with the spouse. So they're obviously getting a divorce because she's with some other guy, and they're all arguing about the kids, right? And then there's these murders that start taking place, and what happens is that since everything that everybody sees is being recorded in the cloud and is available, you can pretty much catch who've done it pretty fast. But this person has the ability to hack the cloud and erase every part of their being in the participating in the murder, except for the actual murder itself. All you see is the murders happening through the murderer's eyes, and you don't get to see through the victim's eyes or anything because it's been hacked, it's been erased. This is the guy that directed this is the guy that did Gattaca. And I think it's fair to do a comparison between the two since he directed both. I think the big difference between the two is that Gattaca was based on a novel, and the writing was really good. As a matter of fact, I believe that the person that wrote the novel actually wrote the script too. So that you had the benefit of that, and it was just a magical, really well done sci-fi noir film that I don't think will be equaled. Other than of course, like things like Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049.
Well, I actually really agree with you on that. The writing in Gattaca is much better than this movie, and there's no way that this movie can hold a candle to Gattaca when it comes to the dystopian future that it was trying to create. Because for some reason, and this is probably just personal on my part, I didn't care about these characters at all. It didn't seem, like they had Clive Owen as the detective. But he looks like he's 65 in this movie. Well,
it's not only that though. It's always, man, in a really good film noir, you've got the femme fatale should actually have us males in the audience bowled over too, right?
Yeah.
We should all be enamored with her and like say, well, maybe she didn't do it, or maybe she's not part of this, or maybe that maybe what she's telling the guy is true. Where all the women are going, can't you dumb motherfucker? Can't you see? Blah blah blah. Because that's happened between me and Uzi before. Is that I've like even Sin City 2. With Eva Green's A Dame to Kill For, even though that was like a two-dimensional part, she was able to pull that off in a way to where, I had some empathy for her. Wasn't his part? Didn't he play the part of that character in that movie? Was he in that Sin City? No, it was the other. It was the other guy.
Oh, Clive. Yeah, Clive Owen. I'm pretty sure Clive Owen was in Sin City.
It was Sin City 2, with A Dame to Kill For.
Sin City 1 or 2?
He was in either. But yeah, that's my point. Is that the character that he played in one of them was the same character in that movie. Anyway, it doesn't make it neither here nor there. But the deal is that I fell for her. And I fell for the, for the guy, falling in love with her. I bought it. In this one, Amanda Seyfried is really a beautiful woman. She's got some talent as an actress. I've seen her do stuff that's impressed me, and I really.
If we're being honest, though, she is more beautiful than talented.
Here's the deal, right? But the deal is I'm faulting the script on this one. Okay.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I think the script is the characters aren't fleshed out enough. They try to do a little magic, a little sleight of hand on, giving us, Clive Owen's character with the divorce and everything going on. So he's almost a person, but then again, it's just, I'm not buying, his anger at her, because he never mentions her or his son, until it's like the right place to do it, which tells me, that's all script.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying, is that's why you don't care about the characters, because at one point in this movie, basically they were like, here's some backstory. Right. Ah, there you go. There's the backstory. How you like that? That's pretty good, isn't it? That's basically what they did. Feel sad. He's got a dead kid. Have fun. Like this. I don't know why I'm supposed to care about this at all. And why, it's not. They don't make you care about the fact that his kid is dead. Why do I? There's plenty of people out there with dead kids, and yeah, it's a shitty thing, but it's a Netflix movie, and you got to have a better hook than just he's got a dead kid and his life's ruined. Like that's not a lot of cops. A lot of cops have shit like that in their life because the job on its own, does a lot of damage to relationships. Right,
and the reason he's trying to connect with the wife is because it's the anniversary of the kids. Of the kid's death, and he wants to go visit the kid, and she's just being a bitch about it, and then whatever, you know what I'm saying? I really don't care. I went through this movie this is a good entertainment. It was I love film noir, man. I really love really good film noir. Some of the classics, like The Sweet Smell of Success is classified as film noir because a good film noir, and if you saw the movie, you would go, really? Is this really film noir? Because there's no detectives in it. It's just a bunch of people treating each other like shit. And that's what film noir really is. Film noir is like a shitty world. We live in a shithole, and people are shitty to each other, and nobody's redeemable in this damn thing. Okay, and that's just life, man. We're all flawed, and that flaw is going to be the thing that takes us down. And I just didn't. I think they tried. I think that the actors and the director were decent picks. I think that the script is where it falls apart. Yeah.
I don't think it's just the script. No offense.
The budget money wise went for the effects. If you're going for effects and stuff, all it was just the digital layover stuff that you'll see over here with the lines, and it was
you
very
see in a GIF with a dog.
No shit, it's very minimalist, very minimalist shit. It's really I don't even think minimalist is a good word to use. I just think it's I think it's just convenient. Just get it done quickly. It looks like it was cranked out.
This looks like a made-for-TV movie. It doesn't look like it was meant to be in theaters at all.
Right, and theoretically, that's exactly what this really is, though, isn't it? It's a made-for-Netflix movie, and it kind of has that feel of those old ABC, but even like Duel or some of the movies like that, Duel was an excellent example of a movie made for television that's like, oh my God, this thing, how much did this make at the box office, because I've shown that movie to people and they've literally asked me, it's like, how did it do in the theaters? What was it like to see it at a theater? And I'm like, it never went to the theater, Yeah, it's directed by Spielberg, but, so I see exactly what you're saying here.
Yeah, well, but not just that. Like, Netflix is supposed to be competing with like the AAA movies that are out there.
Right.
And you like look at their Lost in Space series, right? Their Lost in Space series
Spot on.
is like they put a lot into the graphics there, and it came out. That's probably what saved that series. On this, you've got it's just like why are the overlays? They're just shitty overlays. There's no even when they're talking about hacking, right? She's just talking about the algorithm. It's like a very generalized terms and stuff, and she doesn't really explain anything when she explains how she's been working with the algorithm to hack people's vision and act as an assassin, right?
Right, and you'd have to be like, there's scenes where she makes him, or the hacking makes him see stuff that's actually not there. And I mean, that's some fucking high level hacking, and would have been nice to see how she was doing that.
Right. Well, yeah.
You know, also, or was she just doing all that in her head? And she was able to, you know, do like some kind of William Gibson shit, and you know, and go into the actual, you know, mainframe mentally, and manipulate stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. That's. I mean, really, that's exactly what I'm saying.
That's like, a fair question to ask, I think.
But also, how does she know how to hack this stuff when she hasn't been in their society for like 20 years?
Whoops.
You know?
Yeah.
What is this? Like, I mean, okay, not 20 years. That's a bit of an exaggeration. But she said she burned her whole past, and she you know, lives in the, what is it called? The ether?
Yeah. The ether is what they call the cloud. The cloud is called the ether, all right?
Well, it's also the outskirts of the society where you can't track anyone because they're just in the ether.
Right, exactly.
You know?
It's just right, it's just information space. So it's like, okay.
Well, G Money in the Bank brings up a good point. Explaining anything about computers to normal people is not even possible. You're probably absolutely right. And I mean, it's obvious why they did it. It's so that it was essentially a plot tool and to progress the storyline, but if you're gonna do it, put something real in there. You know, put anything. Just make it sound fancy. Yeah, that was one of the things, like the movie Hackers, the original like hacker movie. We've got a Pentium 1 and we're gonna hack the Gibson. That at least they had a reference to anything that had to do with computers. Like, come on, just the algorithm, like. I can create a series of numbers on a piece of paper that has nothing to do with the computer and call it an algorithm. You know?
Yeah, I want to say a special thank you to Skeptalk for the donation of $5, man. I appreciate it.
Dang.
That's right. Well, you know, something's got to pay for that Netflix, you know, so I can watch this stuff. So I appreciate it. Me and Brian will split it. I'll give him half a comic book. How about that?
no need to split it. You pay for your subscription this month.
We love you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Skeptic.
Thank you.
Well, Skeptalk.
Skeptalk, yeah, he's a really cool guy, man.
Yeah.
You know, and if he wants to come in and talk about this stuff, he's more than welcome at any time.
Well, we should wait just a second to open up our
Yeah. We got a couple more minutes before we're going to do that. But, yeah, we're going to want to talk about this to some people because, let's see. So, yeah, we never learned the girl's name, which I felt, yeah, okay, that's fair, okay. I'll give it that because she was supposed to be anonymous during the whole thing, so that makes sense. You know?
Yeah, and it goes with the whole overtone of privacy and the fact that she wanted to take it back.
Yeah, the bad part about this movie is that it kind of ended like with, we're going to do another one of these maybe, you know?
Yeah.
That, I don't know, man. I wish he would have killed her. That would have been better film noir in my book. I'm just saying.
Well, okay, so this is the biggest part. I wanted to ask you, of you about the specifically. How did you feel about the fact that it was another hacker that had posed as a cop that was doing all of these bad things, and it wasn't her?
Well, they were in league together.
Well, were they really, though? Because the way they talked, it sounded like he was just following her around.
Okay, well, fair enough. It seemed like to me that they knew each other, and they were in a relationship, and they were trying to pull this off so they could make this stuff happen and get the money that she was making for hacking all these people. So that's the way. That's what I got out of it. But then again, you know, who knows? It's not. It wasn't defined that well for me. You know.
Well, yeah, it wasn't defined well, and I like really it did. I really think that they should have just ended the movie. You know, where he meets her after the whole thing,
right?
And she basically gives him the algorithm.
Right.
I really, really think instead of giving him the algorithm, she should have just blown his brains out.
Right. Either one of them killed the other. Right. Either he killed her or she killed him, and that be it.
Yeah. Well, you know? no. I really think it should have been her though, because then it would have been like, yeah, they were working together. They were.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Okay.
You know, it would have brought a lot of continuity.
No. You're right on that. That would have been a far better ending.
And she betrayed him, and she got all the money and fucking walked away. And
she betrayed both of them.
Both of them, exactly.
Yeah. God damn.
Both of them. Yeah, that would have been beautiful. But no, they had to be all gay about the ending and be like, here's the keys to the castle.
We're going to make her nice, you know? Like,
yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, fuck that. That's not how noirs work. They're supposed to be dark.
Yeah, and you're supposed to leave with a really horrible feeling in the pit of your stomach, man. That's the way a good noir does, man. It just makes you feel like shit.
And wondering if you made the right choices.
Exactly,
you know?
Exactly.
That's the whole point. It looks like we got about 3 minutes here before we're going to be entertaining at the halfway point. Yeah. So what did you think? Because this is going to be on everyone's mind. What did you think about the sex scene?
Well, all right, hold on a second. All right, because I'm seeing this a lot. All right, and this starting to really piss me off. All right, how many people fuck with their brasiers on or with a top on? All right.
Well, didn't she take her tits out?
At one point, yeah, but she's just standing there in front of a mirror, right? So it's her looking through her own eyes at herself, and it was like thrown in there like that, right?
But she was on top riding with her titties.
No, it was a bra, dude. You'll see it in a second. I've got it in the bunch, man, because that was the whole reason. You know, you could see, you know, she had her drawers off, but I mean, there's all that kind of, you know, Uzi Q and I call it clothes on fucking. Because I mean, they do it all over HBO and shit now. It's like, you know, the only nudity you get to see are men's asses and dicks and stuff, and it's like they're making up for the '70s, I guess. You know, I don't want to see a man. I want to see titties. I want to, you know. I'm sorry, dude. That's me. I'm a man. I like breasts. I mean, it's supposed to be good for my heart health, and I've got heart problems, and I want my fucking heart health. God damn it.
We got Melly S in the chat, and they said sex scene ? I really got to see it now. You really like? Okay, if I'm going to recommend one thing about this movie, you do have to see it for the sex scene.
Yeah,
the sex scene is between Clive Owen and Amanda Seyfried, and it looks like your grandpa is having sex with somebody. It's pretty bad.
Well, I mean, it was just like It looked mechanical. You know, it looked like it was robots or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it looked like a ride at a fucking Disney World or some shit. You know, it looked like Pirates of the Caribbean. It just looked like, what the fuck?
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God. Well, I'm throwing this on. I'm throwing this on Amanda.
Here it is right now. All right, it's showing up on the screen right now. All right.
Yeah. Well, listen. I'm throwing this on Amanda Seyfried because she was on top and she rode him like you would ride, I don't know,
a horse.
I mean, tractor? Like bum bum.
It was funny as shit.
Just like, what
I know,
the
man.
fuck is this?
I literally I giggled when I saw that shit because I thought, man, this is the dumbest shit. You know,
I was like, look, if you're trying to smother Grandpa, you're gonna need a pillow.
Yeah,
Jesus
man,
Christ.
she's so fine, man. She's so pretty.
And that is bad acting right there.
Well, no, that's just bad movie. You know, if you're gonna have somebody that beautiful with a body that beautiful, that's been done several nude scenes in the past. You know, and you get nothing out of this. Yes, I'm bitching about the nude scenes, people. Okay, I want more titties. No. All right, I'm sorry.
And that should tell you something about the movie. If we're concerned about the nude scene, how was the rest of the movie? Well, exactly. We're concerned about the nude scene. That tells you everything. Yeah. Like,
all right, you want to grade it?
Why don't we get our guests in here and grade at the end?
All right. So it's time for all the guests to load up in the waiting room, and we'll yank you in. Let's see. All right, I got it set up here, and all right, we got Catharsis in the waiting room. We're going to bring her in now. Greetings,
what up,
Tara. What's happening?
Not much. Let me pause you.
All right.
All right.
Killer.
So,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, my roommate's kid was sick, and I found a lot of aspects of 3 other different movies into it. And as for the sex scene, when she's riding him, she's not even on his dick.
I know.
She's just above at the top of the pelvis.
Yeah, she's like at his belly button, basically.
Yeah,
that's what I could tell by the way his legs were moving. I'm like, she's not even on his dick. He wouldn't be able to move it like that if she was. So,
oh man,
the way that they hack into the people's heads and make them see from the killer's point of view reminded me of the movie Strange Days. That's by James Cameron, has Ralph Fiennes, Angela Bassett, Juliette Lewis.
Yeah, I've seen that movie. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm sorry, I have to say something. I know I'm interrupting here. G Money in the Bank with a comment: Amanda Seyfried is so hot that she could fart in my cereal, and I still eat it for a chance to fuck her. That is, I agree with you, sir. I'm giving you the slow clap. That's amazing.
That was good. That was really good. Oh my god.
With the way they were viewing the murders, reminded me of Strange Days, because that's pretty much how it's done in that movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Reminded me of the movie Equilibrium with Christian Bale.
I mean, it has the overtones of Equilibrium, which is obviously in Equilibrium you can't show emotion, and pretty much everyone is going to report you. But I feel like Equilibrium is a reimagining of 1984 and Fahrenheit 451 smashed together.
I think this is
the society.
Yeah,
the society they're in reminded me of Equilibrium.
Yeah, well, the flat affect of all the actors was just bad directing in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it was intentional.
No, I don't think it was.
Of course, the hacking and seeing the cloud and everything like that reminded me of course, Hackers.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the guy took his view of Gattaca, threw in Strange Days, Equilibrium, Hackers, and then there's one other movie I just remembered and then fucking forgot. Oh, Minority Report.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what Uzi Q said that reminded her of a Minority Report big time.
All those movies rolled into one, and I love Clive Owen. He is so hot, and you were wondering which Sin City he was in. He was in the first one.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, he was. I looked it up. Yeah.
I remember because that's my favorite one.
And Jacob Nabo just joined us.
I had a feeling this movie was gonna be a made-for-TV movie level of bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely seemed like it could go that way.
Well, I mean, from the trailer.
Well, the trailer looked a lot better than the movie, though. Like, if I'm giving it credit,
the summary that Netflix gives looks a lot better than the movie.
I agree. I completely agree.
Yeah.
And normally, if a movie catches my eye, I'll stop playing video games on my phone or on the laptop. Nope, I'm still doing it.
Right.
And I didn't care if I missed pieces because I'm dealing with a sick kid.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
I mean the video game stuff. Because I was playing Gears of War 4 while watching this movie, and I ignored the whole thing. Well, I mean, the idea... Well, that was when I started to watch it. And then well, I mean, the sci-fi aspect of... Well, what would this world be like if someone could alter a memory in real time, change it, and then make them think they did something they probably didn't is interesting. But the way they went about doing it was kind of horrible.
Yeah.
There's another movie where they alter memories, and I can't remember the name of it.
Was Jim Carrey in it?
You're talking Eternal Sunshine for a Spotless Mind? Well, look, I gotta say, Eternal Sunshine for a Spotless Mind is one of my favorite movies. They did a great job, even though Jim Carrey's crazy in real life. I mean, this is why they say never meet your heroes, you know, because his acting is on point in that movie. But I really wouldn't compare this to that, even though there is the memory loss aspect because everyone's relying on the net.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
It is cool. I mean, it makes you wonder if they were able to change the way that things look. If a lot of the things that he was actually seeing in real life were not really there. And it reminds me of a book called Rainbow's End, where they sort of have the same scenario, but like you said, it's done so poorly.
It reminds me of Ghost in the Shell.
No, well, I guess it's not, to me, it's not futuristic enough to be Ghost in the Shell.
Oh no, the idea of the technology and the fact that you can be hacked.
Yeah.
The original is a good way of the altered memory.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were erasing recorded memory, but you can't. What they said later is you can't erase actual memory. And as for the whole relationship between the actual killer and the Amanda chick, there wasn't a relationship. She didn't even know him. He was in love with her.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. That he was following her around.
I knew the movie was bad when I saw her in it.
Well, I mean, why would it be bad when you saw?
She's just not in good movies.
I don't know. She's in a couple of good movies.
She was in Out of Time. That the Red Riding Hood movie.
That's sort of an older movie. She was in Mean Girls, bro, and that's a great movie.
But she always is in sci-fi movies like this for some reason.
Maybe it's what she's into, and for some reason she didn't decide to act in this one.
Yeah.
She was in Big Love. That's a pretty popular show, and she was in a lot of things. I think that she's not a horrible actress, but in this movie she was doing it just a really shitty job.
Yeah, like for the paycheck.
Which is a fair assessment, I think, because I think I think in the long run, when you look at it, pretty much everybody was there for the paycheck, and that was pretty much it. I mean, there wasn't any heart in the performances. There was no no real flair in the directing. You know, and the writing, like I've said over and over again, was just pure shit.
Well,
honestly, I'd rather watch the first season of Black Lightning again than watch Anon again.
Holy shit!
I'd rather watch Colony seasons 1 to 3 than Anon.
I don't know I don't know about Black Lightning, but you know,
that was okay.
I'd rather stick my dick in a blender. You know, I thought that was horrible, man.
But it was actually pretty good because I grew up watching the original Justice Leagues and stuff like that, and seeing Black
Super
Lightning.
Friends?
Well, Black Lightning was on Earth too. He wasn't in that.
No, he was on the Super Friends.
Oh, he was? Okay. Because
originally,
yeah. Oh, okay.
Stuff put out by Hanna-Barbera and stuff like that.
Oh, that stuff. Okay. Wow, that's
Yeah,
that's
and
a
Black
huge
Vulcan
difference.
and all that good stuff. And, you know, they brought his daughters into it.
Yeah.
The very first season. I was like, awesome. So that's why I liked it. But, you know,
I like the daughter better. I wish the show had been about her instead of him, to be honest. But
I think it's going to end up doing that.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, because that's the only way they'll save it. It was shit. It really was, I thought.
but I think the Flash is unsavable now.
Really? I'm okay with it.
I have to catch up with
Season 3 was horrible.
Yeah, I really don't keep up too much with the Marvel Netflix series.
Yeah, let's stay focused like on what we're talking about here. You know,
ooh, that scene with the car crash, that was awesome.
yeah, that was. I like the way that it was shot. You know, and the way that they mixed that together. But they still didn't, you know, explain. You know, once again, I wanted to see how that hack was done. How come he didn't see the cars coming? You know, how come he did see the fire? You know, and
maybe didn't they explain how everything they see is in their mind alone?
Yeah, of course. That's exactly how it's done. But you know, it's like they didn't even explain that technology. They didn't explain how the technology worked, where it was, how it was implanted. You know, where was
how it was invented?
Right. Where was it in the brain? Was it in the eye? You know, was it something that you plug into, or was it something that's embedded when you were born? You know, I had all these questions that weren't answered by that stuff.
Because I'm like, well, they can't register this chick because they were just talking about originally, oh, there's this random chick on the street I saw and I couldn't find out anything about her. And I'm thinking, well, they must embed this shit when you're born.
Right.
Yeah,
so maybe, you know, she wasn't born in a hospital or something and she was hidden from the world.
Okay, but I also have this other problem with the whole series right here. I'm not series, movie was... in a society where everyone has to be plugged in to be part of the society, if you see an unknown, would that person not be arrested on the spot?
Right. That was exactly what I was about to say, because at least she would have put somebody else's information over hers. That's what that would have been the way to hack that. And then that way you would blend in. Because, if somebody doesn't have any information on them, that may mean that they're from another country, they're a spy, they're alien. I mean, shit, there's all these different things that could be. So you'd have to detain them.
Well, I mean, like, so in California, where, you know, the state I'm in, you're not allowed to not have an ID. I'm pretty sure that you have to have some form of identification at all times.
Same thing in the state of Florida.
Yeah. So,
I thought you're from Texas, Brian.
No, why would I be from Texas?
The way you talk?
Oh, well, I mean, just because I don't...
It's that thick Texas drawl, buddy.
I'm not, I don't have the Valley Girl lean, you know? I can talk like this
Sound
now.
like Cass Warfox.
If you want me to, JoJo, I'll talk like this to you. JoJo.
Stop it, Brian. That's horrible. You're so
Why?
mean.
Because he's so fabulous.
But yeah, no, that was the biggest, like, the first thing when I come into this movie and I see just a massive fucking hole in the plot is, why would a cop let somebody who is not identifiable.
Right.
Just keep on walking. And they try to explain it away with, oh, it's a glitch. And I'm like, nah, no. Like,
especially not when you later think back and you're having a hard time remembering the person or seeing the footage.
But didn't they say in that scene, everyone who saw her would have their memory erased of seeing her?
No, that was when they were talking about the crimes and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because anybody that would have seen her coming in or going out of the place, they would have been wiped.
Because remember, they even pull back to when she's walking away later on in the movie, and you can see that there's a couple of people that can see she's unidentified. The other thing here is, if she is this badass hacker who can make these things appear in front of his eyes and make it so that he sees an empty elevator shaft as like an elevator, or the cart that's supposed to be in the elevator, and make it so he gets into a car wreck, depending on maybe it wasn't her, but they don't explain this, so I'm just going to give the benefit of the doubt to her and say it was her, right?
Right.
If she can do all this, why the fuck would she leave that big ass fucking hole of being unidentified?
Maybe she's trying to get rid of him.
Later in the movie, she's stalking him.
Yeah.
Right.
This movie should be named Plot Hole.
There's a lot of plot holes in it, and that's a problem. At least for me, and my girlfriend always gets on me about this. She's like, "You're always, you needed to make too much sense, and this isn't forensics." And I'm like, "Yeah, but come on."
Right. Well, yeah. There's a certain amount of disbelief that we have to suspend, but I mean, come on, man. You got to give us something to work with here. Because you can't dismiss ridiculously obvious type of plot holes like that. That's just unforgivable. And I think it's the production people assuming that we're supposed to be fucking idiots. I mean, that's the only thing I can see in it. Well, it's like, yeah, our viewers are idiots, so fuck them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And I know that the people that subscribe to my content, they're not fucking idiots, and they're going to want more than this. They're going to want quality stuff, because that's what they expect of me. That's what I hope they expect of me, because that's what I want. When I subscribe to somebody, I want nothing but the best. Go ahead.
Because this goes to your point of you want quality content. Did anyone notice that the car that hit his kid was also the car that he was driving?
Yep.
Yeah, probably like a low budget.
I didn't. It was so boring to me for the most part that I didn't care to rewind and rewatch.
Well, I noticed a couple of the cars were like older Oldsmobiles and stuff with the flip headlights, and they had them flip down, and they had put some gloss on it.
I think a few of them were Chargers.
Yeah, there were a couple of them in there too. But there was an old Delta 88 with the headlights. They used to make them where the headlights would pop up.
I know what those look like.
Or flip around, and so. And then when they were off, it would look just flat across the front. So it was interesting to see those cars used. So they're trying to give it this kind of, what word am I looking for? Anachronistic kind of feel to it, maybe. They didn't pull it off.
What kind of budget did this movie have?
I don't know.
He's the one to get Clive Owen. He's kind of expensive.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I'll look it up.
I'm looking it up right now. So I am on it on IMDb. Oh my! I'm not even going to read that user rating. Is it
low?
No, not at all. Don't go to IMDb though.
Okay, I'm already on it, so I'm going.
The budget for this movie was $20 million.
Wow.
Yeah. This does not look like a $20 million movie.
No, that's not a $20 million movie.
No.
Nope. Like a 10.
It's like a $8 million on a good day.
Yeah.
Using it like a Slavic effects. So.
Has everyone seen the Avengers yet?
No.
It's worse than the Avengers.
Oh.
I haven't seen it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the movie. It looks like it was $20 million was the estimated budget. It's from country Germany, English language. Release date May 4th. So yeah, exactly when it was made. It was specifically ordered by Netflix.
Yeah, I saw it Saturday.
Filming location Toronto. Ontario.
I was gonna say that it felt like it was made in Canada because that's cheap.
No, this is definitely a budget film. I don't know where they spent that $20 million at.
I think it was on the cocaine that they kept pulling out.
Cocaine might be where it went.
Yeah.
Are the special effects at least?
Clive Owens and that older gentleman, because I've seen him in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, the other guy, the older guy with the hat.
Yeah, he's good too.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff.
Mostly British stuff.
Yeah. I want to say hi to Johnny Hellcat out there. Hey, man, thanks for coming by. It's nice to see a good crew. We're holding in right at 15. Please remember to hit like if you like it. And don't forget to subscribe. And to Big Fat Brian, go to his channel. I've got it. Oh, shit, I don't
subscribe
have it posted.
To me.
God damn it, I don't have it. I thought I posted in there, and it should be. I'll get it. I'm grabbing it right now.
Hit the like button or Stephen Blackman will come beat you up.
That's right.
That's true. That's a real thing.
Either that or Harley Quinn will just appear on your doorstep with a mallet.
Oh, well, some people might want that.
That right, Penguin?
Okay, I'll spam my link to my channel in this here chat.
Go for it.
Boom. Big Fat Brian's channel. Go subscribe. Go like all my things.
I'm already subscribed.
Get yourself some purple drink.
That's no shit. That's a great one. That's a good video.
Now think about Black Panther.
Oh.
I'll subscribe to you, Brian, if you subscribe to me.
That's right.
That's a deal. I subscribe to everyone who subscribes to me.
That's right.
Yeah,
everybody that pops in here, we pretty much subscribe to everybody that participates in this stuff.
Yep.
Because we like making new friends and it's just a good thing. And now I have Brian's YouTube and Twitter in there. I don't know why it gave me such a huge space.
Oh, I apologize though. We got William in the chat. It's Premier Big Fat Brian Ivanovich. Or sorry, Brian. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't go to Gulag. Do what Brian tells you.
Brianovich. Sorry. That's where you're going to subscribe. Big Fat Brianovich. Anyway. Yeah. So.
Good to see you, William.
Indeed.
This movie sucks. And
it does. It's not
really
the best part of the movie is one scene where Amanda Seyfried looks in front of the mirror and sees her tits, and that's the only time we see them. So, what is that? About 3 seconds? Less than 3 seconds?
Yeah, I think we should.
That part. I wasn't paying that much attention.
Amanda.
I at least got the gist of the story. Didn't watch that much of it.
It's easy to forget, man, because there's there's so many of these fake noirs that are out there. It's just noir is such in my opinion, it's such a sacred genre that only the greatest should attempt it, because it's really hard to pull it off. It really is, and to do it
Can be, yes.
Yeah.
What was that Joaquin Phoenix movie based on a Thomas Pynchon novel?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The chick that was in Alien, the latest Alien movie was in. God, what was the name of that movie?
I'm on IMDb. I'm getting ready to look it up.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix.
On the upside, guys, Amanda
That
Seyfried
was better than.
We're talking about Amanda Seyfried. What?
Yeah, Amanda Seyfried's boobs in this movie are pretty good.
Yeah.
If you want to see that, then I would say how far in would you say that is? About 3/4 of the way into the movie?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. It's just skip to 3/4 of the way into the movie and look for the scene where she's writing an old dead guy. And
no, she wore a bra during that scene, man.
Well, it's immediately after that, though, right? So you'll know when you're at it because you know.
That's what sucks.
Oh my!
It's the clothes on sex, top on sex.
Also, don't try to look up that topless scene on Google Images because there's other things on there.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean it shows her genitalia?
Apparently there's a drip.
Okay.
Yeah. Some cloud hacksaws on here.
Oh, the fappening.
Shh. We don't talk about.
We don't talk about that. We don't include. No, we don't endorse any of that bullshit.
We do not endorse this.
We do not endorse the bullshit.
We do not want people going to that website.
Yes.
That is privacy. That's literally what this movie is about. God damn it, JoJo.
This movie's about privacy.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
The goat man gets the jizz of the story.
The jizz.
Amazing.
Nice. Oh, every
Very
time Goat Man shows up, man, we have a good show. So
yeah.
And
so I think we're at the point where we need to start rating this movie.
Yeah. We'll let our guests start first. Ladies first, as usual. Tara, tell us what you got.
Well, 1 to 10 or something.
Whatever you want. You can even break it down into different things.
Solid 5 out of 7. You know.
Probably give it a 4, honestly, because really liked was the quote unquote CG.
Yeah.
The story was shit. The acting was shit. The only decent actor in there was Clive Owens.
I agree.
So, I mean, although he was just as boring in Children of Men.
No. Why? Children of Men is a masterpiece.
Well, I love the movie, don't get me wrong, but he was still boring in it. But
okay.
yeah, I'd say a 4. They'd have to do a lot to get me to
okay.
any higher.
All right, JoJo, what's your score?
A 1 out of 10.
Okay.
And basically, my reasons are the same as Tara's.
Fair enough. Okay. And Brian?
For this movie, I'm going to give it a 5.5.
Okay.
And the reason I'm giving it a 5.5 is here's why. 5 on my scale of 1 to 10 is almost at the point where I wouldn't watch it. A 5.5 is below average because an average movie I might even recommend to a friend. This movie I'm not going to remember. Right. I'm going to go to sleep probably Saturday night, wake up, forget I even saw this movie. In fact, before we did this live stream, I had to run through some notes I wrote down about the movie because I really just couldn't even remember parts of this movie because it's not memorable. There's nothing unique about this. It's literally, this has been done before and it's been done better. And honestly, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone unless you literally couldn't find anything on Netflix and were bored. Then, it's got, like you guys said, Clive Owen's the only good actor in it. and at least it's got some nice scenery, you know?
Yep.
That's about it. There's, like, it's very
even
predictable.
the sex scenes were shit.
The sex scene was shit, yeah.
All right. All right, I'm gonna pop up. I'm gonna pop up the calendar for May. For the next couple of.
Wait, are we in May?
Yes,
we're in May.
We're in May. It's today is May the 10th, and next week we are going to be talking about Castlevania. But we're going to get to my score before we do that. And to be honest,
I have prostate.
What?
Is there a Castlevania manga?
I believe there is. I thought there was.
Okay.
All right. So, but before that, let's see. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I give this movie. I'll give it. I'm going to stay. I'm going to split the baby in half between Brian and Tara, and go ahead and give it a 4.4 actually. Because it came out on May the 4th, so fuck it. So
I wasn't even paying attention to that.
It's just I give it a 4 for each tit. I'll give it that way. Anyway,
believe me,
and believe me, that's the only reason to watch this damn movie, because the acting and the plot, it could have been so much better.
We just told you everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah. Well, just so you guys know, it got 1 full point for the titties that were in there. Like,
Points
otherwise it'd be a
titties.
4.5.
Right.
My points were just for Clive Owen. That was it.
My point was for the plot.
Yeah.
Well, see, there you go. This is why we get different people's perspectives. But for some reason, there's an overbearing tone of this movie was shit.
Well, I mean, if you gave it to a good director and a good studio, it would have been better.
Yep. But so next week, all right, we're going to go ahead and Tara, you and Joseph, if it's okay, please leave the
On it.
the studio, please, and
Okay,
and then we're gonna Brian and I are gonna talk a little bit, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for joining us, y'all.
Indeed. Thanks for being on, guys.
So Bud, next week Castlevania.
Okay.
All right, manga. You know, it's like you and I are both noobs when it comes to the weeb shit. So this should be an interesting experience. And then, of course, we're going to offer you choice for the week after that. And we've got three original series of Netflix: Mindhunter, Ozark, and Godless. And then we'll put the poll out on Twitter tomorrow. So to give you all a chance, a couple of days to decide what y'all want to see on that, so we can be on the same page when we get together and talk about that. But make sure cross next week's calendar, next week's Thursday, and we're going to be talking about Castlevania before that. And then the week after that, we're going to look at doing some true crime, so we're going to give you some criminals to ponder. So Brian, you got anything you want to talk about before we bust out this thing?
No, not really. I finally got that purple drink video out. I think you guys will like it. It teaches you how to make alcohol out of Kool-Aid.
That's right. It's for adults only, of course.
Adults only. Yeah, it says right in there. Make sure you're the of legal age for alcohol consumption in the description. So
indeed.
But yeah. So that's really all I got going. I haven't really been doing live streams recently because I've been sort of busy. But I should be back on point sometime here in the next month.
Okay.
And we've got an apple cider video and a sake video coming out soon.
Sweet. I'm kind of interested in the sake. I'd like to see that myself. Tonight is the Next 6 Minutes birthday. So on his channel, the Chaos 120 is going to be a party for him. So if you're in this chat right now, you're invited to come by and say hey. And of course, tomorrow night I've got Cream Stream with Tom Pinoy and Accelerate. I'm rolling out the new intro. It's going to be interesting. I'm excited about it. I'm really pumped about it, actually. And then Saturday, doing the Drinks with Friends with my bud Sir Adamantine. So on that note, Brian, Premier Brianovich, it's been another wonderful hour in the bucket. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm really having fun doing this thing with you. And,
yeah, it's pretty fun.
It is, man. It's fun. It's almost as fun as a barrel of chocolate dildos.
To our audience, I would like to say, it's thug life. Communism has won.
Indeed. Take it easy, y'all, and we'll see you next week. All right, Prostate out.